Outlet Liquor is your place to buy a case. Stock up and save when you shop the lowest prices available every day at Outlet Liquor. You never have to wait for a sale. The more you buy, the more you save. Only at Outlet Liquor.
What's your outlet?
Folks, you are tuned in to Degenerate Danger Zone, and I'm your host, Ty B. It is time to get some free money on June 30th, 2021, and it's a hump day, but it's a free money hump day, as we like to say here. So let's get into it right away. We got Meerkat, Donnie, and Steve joining me here. Let's get the playoff games out of the way because I know Steve and I got a bunch in baseball. I think we're all over a bunch of baseball stuff. Canadians get absolutely blown out in Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals, 5-1 Lightning victory. Lightning, again, big favorites in this one, minus 215. Meerkat, you got to play on this one. What's your read after that big win for the Lightning?
Well, I've been sitting on my Lightning future for a bit. I don't like the double downs like when I have a future, but after that Game 1, I have to take the Lightning regulation tonight. Minus 124. I thought that'd be more like a minus 140 or so, 150. So I'm surprised with the value there. I'm hopping all over that. I mean, a 5-1 win coming back to home. You're already the defending champs. The Habs, they earned their spot here for sure, but are they the best team to be come out? I'm not sure. And last night or 2 nights ago kind of reminded me of Rocky versus Drago when Rocky finally makes him bleed, and they're like, he can bleed. It was like the Lightning with Carey Price last night. They poured it, or I keep saying last night, I'm sorry, 2 nights ago. But Tampa's offense is too deep, too dangerous. You saw Cooch and Point just go off. I think they stay hot. I'm not saying you're going to get another 4-goal win, but I think they pull it off tonight in regulation too with that value all over it.
Donnie, is playoff price over?
Well, I don't think it's you can blame Price for this one. I think Tampa Bay just outmatches them. I had Tampa Bay at minus 1.5 last time. I'm sticking with it till Montreal proves me wrong. I mean, how about the disrespect to up 4-1? They're on a power play and they put out 5 forwards on a 5-on-3. Tampa Bay gives 0 fucks about Montreal. I don't think they're going to let them even breathe at home. They're going to go up 2-0. Again, I love the regulation play. My thought with the minus 1.5 is even if it's a 1-2 goal game, Montreal is going to be pulling the goalie, early, and they might get an empty net. Like I said, I'm going to stick with the Lightning minus 1.5 till Montreal proves me otherwise. I mean, that game was just, Montreal too, they have some vets, but they did show a little bit of youthful inexperienceness. You had guys taking dumb penalties at the end of the game. Maybe it was some frustration to be had. Maybe guys were saying, hey, we're down 4-1. Who cares? Let's, at least try to bruise Tampa Bay on the way out of this. But yeah, I'm sticking with the Lightning. I hate to just be Ryan the favorite hard, but Lightning minus 1.5 at plus 128, great value. I'm taking it all day.
I like that there. And let's hop over here to the NBA a little bit. We got Game 6 here, Suns, Clippers, Suns, -1 at LA here in this one. But we saw what happened there in Game 5, a big contribution from guys like Reggie Jackson, Marcus Morris, and Paul George stepped up when he really needed it. And if they won by like 14, they were all telling me Suns in 5, Suns in 5. I said no, Clips in 7, guys. I'm sorry you lost your money on it. Are you guys willing to do it again?
Yeah, I mean, I'm on the Suns tonight. I'm not in love with the play. Not in love with it, but the Suns all playoffs until this series have put their foot on their opponents' throats, and they haven't been able to breathe. They've ended games. They've ended series when they've needed to, and I think this is a game where you kind of need to end it tonight. You don't want this going 7. You're not going to see Chris Paul and Devin Booker shoot that bad again. DeAndre Ayton was invisible. I just don't think those 3 guys play that poorly again. The Suns are way too good. I'm not saying the Clippers aren't good, but I don't like the Clippers. The darts on playoff P's under, you're not going to get another 40-point performance out of him if the dart says so. So I don't know. I just think the Suns, this is probably a must win. I'm throwing the must win label on it. Let's go.
Yeah, it's a must-win for the Clippers. I'll tell you that much.
So,
But no, it's just interesting to see the way they were getting complete contributions up and down that lineup the other day. If you're able to do that, that's the way you're going to have to win. And they've been really locking down on guys outside of Devin Booker. He's going to get his points, but he didn't really go off. And, keep him in that 24, 25-point range, you're okay, as long as you're keeping, Chris Paul, like, really – I got to ask this question. Are the Suns worse with Chris Paul right now?
He's taking some bad shots, that's for sure. Like, you saw him in the Nuggets series. He went like a 12-minute stretch without missing a shot in the one game, and he was on fire all playoffs until the last few games. And he's just overconfident. He's like, hey, I'm Chris Paul. I was hitting before. I'll keep hitting. And he's kind of been detrimental since coming back with just some poor shooting. Not that he's not getting points or, facilitating the offense pretty well, but just dumb shots. Out of Booker, too, last game.
Yeah, and the flopping.
Yeah, I hate
Get
that.
it out of
I
here.
hate flopping. Yeah, I'm not a CP3 guy. He's a big dick puncher. I don't like that.
All right, well, let's hop over to another game that means a lot. College World Series, Game 3 in this one. You got Mississippi State plus 110 after winning last night. Vandy coming in around minus 130 or so. You got Kumar Rocker on the bump for Vanderbilt. He's going to be a top 10 pick in the draft coming up in just a few weeks. And he pitched against this Mississippi State team once. That he gave up a home run in the first inning and absolutely locked it down. Mississippi State only had 3 hits throughout the entire game and only that one run. That was the only, I think, low-scoring game they've had between the two teams. Every other one has gone over besides that game. But looking at, where you're betting on this one, I love the bats that Mississippi State has. We've been all over them the entire time, Steve. But when you're in a Game 3, a winner takes all, and you're going to give me the second best pitcher in the country at that value, at that number, I think you just have to take it blindly.
yeah, no, I agree with you there. I think we're getting really fair value in terms of juice for getting Kumar Rocker. I mean, you're getting one of the best, pitchers in college baseball, one of the best pitching, draft picks coming up. At minus 130, you have to take it. And I've also kind of been looking a little bit at the under 7.5. I feel like these final games, it's going to be really tight, really important pitching. They're going to take everything very seriously. They're going to throw their best guys out there. And Mississippi State's got a great guy in the pen, Sims, who's going to come in, and I think he can throw 4 or 5 innings and limit the Vanderbilt bats. It could be like a 2-1 game, I think, tonight. I like Vanderbilt at minus 130. I'm also leaning the under in that game as well.
Yeah, I'm right there with you because we've seen the results the past 2 days, kind of 2 early blowouts. Yeah. So both teams, were not throwing their best arms. And if they were, they're going out there, they're just getting their normal work, an inning or something like that, just to stay fresh. But when you look at it, having Landon Sims ready to go, like you mentioned, he's gone 4 innings in throughout the tournament. So I wouldn't be surprised if they stretch him out even longer. We'll see what they do because you can't waste an arm like that. You can't go home without it. We saw Arkansas do it with Kevin Kopps. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a starter and then he comes in, after the second inning or something like that. But let's hop over into the MLB, guys. We got a ton of games going on. I think, the Dodgers and someone else are like the only team not playing today, everyone else in action. And it's starting early with your Cardinals, Stevie, at 115. But where's your first play?
So I got 4 plays today, but 2 I really, really like. The first one I'll give out, it's Astros-Orioles over 9. You get it at minus 120. Matt Harvey's on the mound. I've been preaching this. I think every time Matt Harvey pitches, just take the over. He's a terrible pitcher now. He's got a 7.54 ERA, a 1.74 WHIP, and oh, by the way, he's facing the best hitting team in baseball right now in terms of runs a game. The Astros averaging 5.65 runs a game. The next best team's like 5.1. It's ridiculous what their offense is doing. Are they using the trash cans again? I don't know. People are asking. We'll see. But the Orioles themselves, they're a terrible team, but they're not a terrible offense. And that's one thing I've been preaching with the Orioles all year long is they can still hit. Cedric Mullins has been going off lately. Mountcastle, Santander, they're heating up. The over in the last 15 for the Orioles is 11-4. And the Orioles have allowed 79 runs in the last 11 games Matt Harvey started. That's 7.7 runs a game. Now you get the Astros against you. Just hammer the over 9. The Astros could hit it by themselves. And even if they don't, the Orioles, we saw last night, the reason the over hit there, the Orioles scored 13 on the Astros. The Orioles can hit and they can't pitch. Just take the over 9 with the best offense in baseball. I love that value.
I like that one there. And one, I think like three of us are on. We're going right back to the Oakland Athletics.
Yeah.
Last night, they dropped one to the Texas Rangers, first game of that set. They went back and forth when they played just last week. It was, a 2-2 in a 4-game set there. And then you have the Rangers on a 4-game win streak right now. But the A's still obviously atop the AL West out there, need to show up their supremacy. You got Chris Bassett on the mound tonight. I like that matchup, especially because you have Kobe Allard going for the Texas Rangers. He gave up 4 runs in his last appearance against the Oakland Athletics. I think the A's hit left-handed pitching extremely well. And you're getting a young guy who his ERA doesn't look that bad this year. Look at his career numbers. He's very young. Like, he made his MLB debut when he was 20 years old. He's still only 23. But, a career 5.5 ERA. He still hasn't completely figured it out. Maybe he's taken some steps, but against a lineup that seems to have figured him out already, I don't think he's going to be able to best them here today. And you're getting plus value on that run line. So you got to take it. You got to go back to the well.
And not to mention the A's 21-11 on the year against lefties. The Rangers 11-27 on the road. I mean, you got both trends kind of in your favor for that as well.
No, absolutely. Donnie, you looking at any pitcher props? What are you looking at here today?
I am actually. I love the A's pick. We talked about that beforehand. I'm looking at a big game. They say don't always bet on the most televised games, but Ohtani today, the line's at 7.5. The last 15 games he's been on fire with strikeouts. He's averaging about 1.4 an inning. If he lasts 5 or 6, we're going to get there. And the value is great, plus 128. I've talked, how many pitcher props have I bet solely because they're playing against the Yankees? They love the big ball. I love him getting 8 strikeouts. And also I want to point out, he's a fastball pitcher. He's known for that heater. He's put up 9 strikeouts against San Francisco, the Giants, who are a great fastball hitting team. I think he gets it done. I think he's been on fire this series in the big stage in the Bronx. And so I'm betting the over 7.5 Ks for Ohtani at plus 128. I'm also doubling up. I'm taking the Angels line at plus 118. I thought, these two teams are well matched in the plus money value. I like on that. They have their stud on the mound. He's been ripping it up. And the what's his name on the mound for
Domingo Germán.
Not impressed by him. I don't,
all my homies hate Domingo Germán.
Yeah, I think the Angels are going to hammer him. They're going to rack up some hits and runs as long as they don't strand guys on.
Hopefully they rough him up. He deserves that.
Fuck him.
And he's been getting roughed up big time in his last 3 starts too. 12 innings, 22 hits, and 14 runs allowed. Angels, they've been hitting the ball like crazy. As one of the better teams hitting in the past month, I think they could beat him around pretty good.
Yeah, and Jared Walsh hasn't been hitting very well lately. He's had like a couple 0-for games in his last 5. I think 4 of his last 5 he was 0-for. Jared Walsh is due today.
Yeah, he'll figure it out.
Right.
Short porch.
Anytime I got Ty B and some guy Steve on a baseball pick with me, I feel all warm and fuzzy. I feel safe. So this is good news that they like the Angels pick. And hey, one more pitcher prop. I'm going to be up in the tower today, baby. So I got to ride a Blue Jays bet. They got Mats at over 4.5. It's a little juiced up at minus 121. But you know what? I think he's going to get there. I don't think the Mariners have been.
His K rate's been up good this year. Dude, the Mariners are the worst hitting team in the AL. They're hitting like 218.
Exactly. And he put up 8 strikeouts in 5 2/3 against Boston, which is a great hitting team, as we know too. And it was at Boston too. So I think I think as long as he lasts 5 innings, we're going to reach that 4.5 easy. If you don't like the juice at -121, maybe parlay it with a lock that with one of the other locks we got, and there's going to be some great value there for you.
Yep,
Yeah,
Meerkat.
I'm bouncing right off your pitcher prop, and I'm just taking the Jays -1.5 tonight. I mean, they've been mashing the shit out of the baseball. Probably the best hitting team in the MLB right now overall, and they love playing in Buffalo. You got Matz back on the mound. You brought that up. I mean, Matz is good, and I always look at the pitcher matchups pretty much when I'm taking a run line. And Justice Sheffield, not great. Just a guy who doesn't get a lot of strikeouts, doesn't have a ton of control. He doesn't get wins. Not that he's the worst guy ever, but he's not going to last long in this one. If he goes past 5 innings, I'd be shocked. Abuse that Mariners bullpen, which, the Blue Jays can do. I love the value on that tonight. These are the type of games the Blue Jays need to be winning, climbing these AL East rankings. Take advantage tonight. Taking the run line, still a little bit of juice on that, -1.5, -124, but I trust it. Let's go, Jays.
Let's go, Jays. You also got Mats to record a win at +120. You're going to have to hope that the Jays get out early and they hold that lead after he's out and their bullpen gets it done, which has been a problem. But again, I don't know. I like it. +120 value for him to get the win. He's already, I think, 7-3 on the season. So, yeah, I like it. Also, Vladdy's due for a home run. I see it's +450 for him to homer and the Jays to win. A lot of value there too. I might be pouring a lot on this Jays game. We'll see.
I don't think those are bad plays at all, especially looking at the Jays. They're actually the second best hitting team in all of baseball. Meerkat hitting 266 as a team, just behind the Astros, but they are tied for the league lead in home runs at 116. And since May, they've been hitting like 278 as a team, somewhere around there. So that would put them atop all of baseball. So Meerkat, great, astute observations from you from watching the Blue Jays play. They have absolutely been mashing the ball. Ball's really traveling here. It's been very, very humid as well lately. So some of these shots have been, just moonshots, just gone. No doubters. So I really like that today, Steve. Any other plays you're looking at?
I got one more. It's White Sox -120. This is one of my favorite plays of the night. It's Dylan Cease versus Bailey Ober. And Dylan Cease has been an absolute force at home this year for the White Sox. He's pitched in 7 games at home, 3-0, a 1.63 ERA, a 1.06 whip. And the White Sox are 6-1 in those games. Twins struggle on the road, 16-21. Bailey Ober, he never really goes more than 4 innings. I think Cease has kind of shown that he's starting to break out a little bit this year, but he seems very comfortable at home. He gets a lot more strikeouts at home, and he goes a lot deeper into the games at home. I really like just riding Cease's, hot start at home. Why not against the Twins, who have been one of the worst teams in baseball, just can't seem to get out of their own way and give up a lot of runs themselves. The White Sox are a pretty good hitting team. I think they scored 7 last night. I think they can, score 4 or 5, and that'd be enough to get the win against the Twins with Cease on the mound.
That's a great angle. I saw Donnie cheering about that one. I like that too. We talked about Dylan Cease a bunch early in the season. We thought he was going to sort of take a regression, but he has taken that step forward. You see that when these pitchers, a lot of times they hit that 24, 25 mark. That's usually when they start to get seasoned. It's tough for those guys to really make the adjustments to battle MLB hitters, because once you got your stuff on tape, these guys know what you're throwing. They know what you got. And if you're not able to, trust to throw your changeup, first pitch for a strike, then you're going to have issues. And you have to be able to believe in all of it at once, and to be able to outsmart some of these batters. It's nice to see Cease is figuring that out. But any other plays before we get out of here? It's going to be a great night down at the Seneca One Tower again. I know we're going to be having tons of fun down there for another Jays game.
Donnie, you're muted.
I can't wait. Can't wait for this Jays game. Real pumped. Let's go.
Yeah,
Jays.
absolutely. Would have been a Manoah start, but he got suspended for throwing at someone. So I think he ends up starting tomorrow.
Yes, I'm going to the
You'd
game
like to see that
tomorrow.
fire out of him, though. Love to see it.
But hey,
he deserved
back
it.
Matt's back from COVID. I think he pitches really well tonight. It's not like he's coming off an injury, right? I think that's where you're getting the value with that K line too. He's coming back from COVID. He'll be fine. I love the Jays tonight.
Yeah,
And
his spin rate and his Ks have been up all year.
I might even look into the Jays team total as well. I'm trying to see what the exact line is now. But Justice Sheffield is a guy who gives up a lot of hard contact in the Jays. We've seen in that park when that offense gets rolling, it gets rolling. Right now it's over 5.5 at -130. I love that. I think the Jays can get 6 runs in like 4 innings against Sheffield.
Oh, yeah. When they do it in droves here at Salem Field in Buffalo. So make sure you guys stay tuned at Trainwreck Spurts on Twitter. We'll be having tons of content throughout the night down in Club 25. I know we'll have the Seneca One Beer Garden Thursday, Friday, and Saturday down there as well with Other Half. Can't wait for that. I love when they're slinging some Lucy's down there. Can't wait till they get the taps in and everything else. Going to be an absolute incredible spot. But shout out to Steve, Donnie, and Meerkat for joining me today. Make sure you guys all get out to Outlet Liquor, your place to buy a case. The more you buy, the more you save. Just get out there. Go hammer the creek. Go call in your bets. Go text your bets in. Go hammer the bookie. Go get that free money. Good night now.